Imagine waking up to this crypto mix. Bitcoin is hovering around 90,000 while analysts whisper about 100,000. A $36 million exchange hack might trace back to North Korea. FC Barcelona has tied itself to a mysterious crypto sponsor that fans already hate. One of YouTube's biggest crypto influencers is collapsing under lawsuits and arrests, and meme coins are exploding again. A lot has happened. Stay with me for the next few minutes and you will know exactly what is going on in crypto right now and what everyone is going to search for on YouTube. If you like getting the most important crypto stories in one place, clearly explained, tap like so more people see this, and subscribe if you want these breakdowns on a regular basis. All right, let's get into it. Bitcoin is still the main character, so we start there. Over the last day, Bitcoin has been hovering in the low 90,000 range. The market is standing on a knife edge. Sentiment is still shaky after the drop from the recent all-time high, but we are finally seeing early signs that confidence is trying to come back. Spot buyers have been stepping in around the high 80s and low 90s. ETF flows have cooled, but they have not broken completely. Some analysts are already talking about a possible pushback towards six figures if macro conditions cooperate and central banks lean more toward cuts than hikes. This is not just Bitcoin might go up. That is boring. This is pressure building. Bitcoin is stuck around 90,000. Traders are stressed, and now the market has to decide. Do we melt up into a 100,000 Christmas rally, or do we break down and wipe out the late bulls? What do you think happens first, 80,000 or 100,000? Tell me in the comments. And while Bitcoin is deciding what to do, someone else already made a very clear decision: to steal $36 million from a major exchange. This one feels like the start of a Netflix episode. South Korea's biggest crypto exchange, Upbit, was hit by a hot wallet breach. Around $36 million worth of assets disappeared in a single move. Authorities suspect the Lazarus Group, the same North Korea-linked hackers behind several huge crypto heists in the past. Early reports suggest this was not just someone guessing passwords. It likely involved hijacked or impersonated admin credentials, a very professional operation. To make things even more interesting, the hack landed right around the time Upbit's parent company was in the middle of a major corporate move, which makes the timing look very intentional. This is not just one exchange losing 36 million. If North Korea really is behind this, it means a hostile state could be funding itself directly through DeFi exploits and exchange hacks, then washing the money through mixers. That has consequences for regulations, for sanctions, and for how every exchange will have to treat hot wallets from now on. Most people will hear hack and move on. Here's what you should actually take away if you are holding crypto. Do not store more than trading money on exchanges. Use hardware or offline wallets for serious holdings. If you're an active trader, diversify exchange risk instead of trusting a single platform. Now, speaking of bad decisions around crypto, let's talk about one of the biggest football clubs in the world and their very strange sponsor. FC Barcelona recently announced a 3-year deal with a crypto company called Zero Knowledge Proof, or ZKP, as their official cryptographic protocol partner. On paper, it sounds high-tech and impressive. The problem is what you find when you look behind the headline. ZKP is a Samoa-registered startup with almost no public track record, barely any social media following at the time of the deal, almost no transparency about who is behind it. Fans, regulators, and even some people around the club are calling it a massive red flag. Then it got worse. Right after the deal was announced, a Barça-style token appeared, and many fans assumed it was officially connected to the club. Barcelona had to rush out a statement saying they have no connection to that token and that fans should be extremely careful. This looks like a desperate club making a desperate deal. Barcelona is deep in debt, and instead of a rock-solid sponsor, they sign with a mysterious offshore crypto project that may leave fans holding the bag. This is exactly how ordinary people get burned. They trust the brand, not the project. You can see a pattern here. Traditional brands are still chasing quick crypto money. We saw it with stadium naming rights in the last cycle, and now it is creeping back in new forms. The risk is simple. Big clubs lend their credibility to projects their own fans do not understand. If a club as massive as Barcelona can sign a deal like this, imagine how little due diligence goes into the average token that slaps its logo on a jersey or a stadium banner. Do not confuse a sponsorship with safety. And speaking of people you should not blindly trust, we have to talk about one of the most controversial names in crypto YouTube. Ben Armstrong, better known as BitBoy Crypto, used to be one of the loudest voices in the space. Millions of followers, constant token promotions, live streams, sponsorships, the full influencer package. Now it looks like a slow motion collapse. He has been arrested multiple times in recent months, including on harassment-related charges. He is facing a federal defamation lawsuit from Kevin O'Leary after calling him a murderer over a deadly boat crash. Reports say wallets linked to him have been drained and he has been selling off personal belongings to keep himself afloat. Sponsors have backed away, and the BitBoy empire is nowhere near what it once was. This is not just gossip, it tells us something important about influencer culture in crypto. When your income mostly comes from promoting tokens, your incentive is to hype, not to protect your audience. In a fully online world, reputation can implode overnight once legal problems and personal problems stack up. And viewers have to remember that most influencer calls are closer to advertisements than neutral financial advice. If you have ever made a trade just because a YouTuber said a token was going to the moon, this story should be a wake-up call. Use influencers to discover ideas, not to make decisions. Your money is your responsibility. And if you want proof that hype still sells, no matter how many warnings we see, just look at what meme coins are doing again. Just when you think the market has learned its lesson, meme coins start roaring back to life. Two names stand out right now: Turbo and Wojak. Turbo has seen a huge run over the last week with big percentage gains and trading volume in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Wojak has punched in fresh all-time highs after rallying hundreds of percent in days, also with millions in daily volume. The numbers are crazy, but the emotional story is even stronger. Every cycle has this moment. Serious traders are staring at macro charts and yield curves while meme coins quietly start going vertical. Suddenly, your timeline is full of people posting 10 times returns from something with a frog, a cartoon dog, or some AI in the logo. Some people will make life-changing money. Many more will provide the exit liquidity. Meme coins are a live experiment in human psychology and greed. They are fun, they are chaotic, and they are extremely risky. The fact that meme coins are running while Bitcoin is trying to reclaim the high 90s tells you something important. Risk appetite is not dead. People still want action. The question is whether this becomes the start of a blow-off top or the first sign of a new leg higher. So here is where we are. Bitcoin is stuck in a high-stakes range around 90,000, while everyone argues about 80,000 versus 100,000. A major exchange just lost $36 million in a hack that may be tied to North Korea. Barcelona is playing a dangerous game with a mystery crypto sponsor. One of the biggest crypto influencers on YouTube is imploding under legal and personal pressure, and meme coins are back on the menu. Put all of that together, and the message is simple. Crypto is not boring. It is risky, political, emotional, and sometimes ridiculous. If you're going to be in this market, you need to be informed and you need to be responsible. If you watched this far, you are already in the smarter half of the market. Tell me in the comments which story surprised you the most. Tap like if this helped you make sense of the chaos, and subscribe if you want more straight talk like this instead of pure hype. Stay safe out there, manage your risk, and I will see you in the next one.